Hello, people out there in the podcast world. It has been way too long. It has been, feels like a million years for me. Welcome back to Out of Bounds Podcast. I've been doing this since 2016. Makes me feel old just talking about it, but it's good to be back. This is kind of just a refresh. I used to put my podcast on my main channel, Cubs Fan 004, but now I'm going to separate everything. YouTube, Spotify, and we're going to have it on Apple Podcasts. We're going to have it on everywhere. And I felt there was no better guest to have for the first time on and for the first episode back than my homie Scarlett. What's up?
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. It feels good to actually be doing podcasts again because I've been doing this for so long that I used to have a co-host on here. I used to do it for 2 hours. Yeah.
That sounds like it'd be fun though.
Yeah, no. It was fun for a while, but then I changed the format. And now the format is we have special guests of interest that come on. And, I felt no person better, We've connected because of our good old buddy Mills. And
Oh yeah.
we've done plenty of MLB The Show games together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Scar is special. But my first question, and it is always my first question to anybody that comes on the show. What was your start in content creation? Before, was there anything you did before, the whole Scarlet character, or is this like the first time you ever gotten serious into streaming and into content creation?
So the whole Scarlet character was my first time streaming anything. But long time ago when I was like 15, 14 years old, I was super into things like K-pop, and I had a YouTube channel that did actually pretty well. I just made like goofy little compilation edits of like my favorite like K-pop groups and stuff, and it got to like 35,000 like subscribers on YouTube, and then I kind of just like fell out of love with like K-pop a little bit, and then I kind of just abandoned the channel. And then I started doing like dance animations on TikTok, which ended up doing really well, but then I just kind of lost interest in that as well. It just became kind of, I don't know, I feel like it became something where I felt like I had to do it rather than I wanted to do it, and that's when I knew that like, okay, like I don't want to keep doing this anymore. And then I ended up being introduced to VTubers in general by a friend who watched VTubers and was like, "Do you know what a VTuber is?" And I was like, "No clue." And so they showed me this one VTuber named Sertle, and I was like, "Oh, like that's kind of cool. Like I never seen that before." And I was already into anime, so it's not like I was that surprised by it or caught off guard or anything. So my friends were like, "You would make a good VTuber. You have the personality for it." And I was like, I don't know, like whatever. And they're like, you should do it. Like you should do it. You literally have the personality for it. And I was like, all right, bet. And here we are. So yeah.
Where did your love of baseball come from?
Yeah, so my partner, Crow, when I met him, so his whole life he was super into baseball since he was basically born, And he ended up, when we got together a few years ago, about 3, almost 4 years ago, he started trying to get me into baseball, and I just did not care, to be honest. I could care less. And then he showed me a familiar name, Shohei Ohtani, and I was like, hey, I like him. And then I kind of jumped head first. And then my first team that I really like supported actually was the Angels. And like I obviously had my home team, the Guardians, Cleveland. But I would just more focus on the Angels because of Shohei and not so much on the Guardians. And then I ended up kind of, getting more interested in the Guardians because that's, my home team. and I ended up like falling in love with the team, and now like I have like the biggest pride, and I will defend the Guardians for like with my life. I love them so much, and so I ended up just becoming like obsessed with baseball. Like it's like it's like hard to imagine my life without baseball now because it's so important to me, and to the point where I ended up rebranding everything into baseball content.
Oh shit. You dove deep into a rabbit hole and you haven't
I
gotten out since.
did. Yeah, I did. But worth it.
Absolutely worth it because then we get the first and only baseball VTuber out there. Like I never
Oh
thought
yeah.
in a million years I thought baseball VTubers existed or sports VTubers. I know you said that like there is sports VTubers, but
Mm.
I never knew that was a thing. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, there are actually a couple. They're very uncommon. It's still a very like niche category of, VTubers in general. Like VTubers on itself is its own thing, but like sports and then VTubers is just not something that is commonly seen together. And pretty much all of the other sports VTubers I see are pretty broad with sports. They don't have like a specific thing. For me, my whole branding is based purely on baseball. And so like I don't know, maybe I don't know, I just obviously love baseball, so I'm going to make my branding about it, make my content about it. And of course I do other things with other sports, but specifically like, baseball, there's not really any VTubers who have a specific, you know,
Yeah.
sport that everything is based off of.
Right. You have what your character is based off of, but you obviously have other interests that you show on stream. So
Absolutely.
yeah, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. You can only play MLB the Show for so long. But
Exactly.
chat, I'm gonna look straight into the camera, and you could probably tell me the same exact thing. I've been playing this game since 2015. Yes, I'm old. And you can only play this game for so goddamn long. It's frustrating. But, I love it. I still love this community, and I'm not going to lie. You coming into this community brought like something different. Like we have, our typical, streamers, you got Lil Man, you got Daddy Dimu, you got all the funny folks. You got Kyle, and hold on, he's banned. Never mind.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, no. Playing it, but you've also brought in a crowd that's not even baseball fans
yeah.
into your following. How do you feel about that?
It's really cool. It was a little bit kind of, I was almost nervous to go the baseball route because before I was a baseball specific VTuber, I had a different model and I had different just content. I was just kind of a variety streamer. I did a lot of like horror games. I didn't do anything with sports at all. And so my community were basically just VTuber fans. They weren't sports fans, at least not a lot of them. And so when I made the decision to do baseball content, I want to say that I eased it in, but I not quite because I kind of ended up, debuting the baseball model and from then on using the baseball model of July of last year, but I still wasn't doing any kind of sports or baseball content. And I was scared of like losing my audience that I already had because if I just start talking about sports, what if they're not interested or they don't know what I'm talking about? And then not everyone's into sports, and that's totally fine. But I was worried about that. And so I kind of just, I started thinking about like talking to my community and being like, hey, how would you feel if I started implementing like baseball content into what I'm doing, whatever. And I had obviously some people were like, just do what you want to do. Like it's your stream, you can do whatever you want. And then of course there were some that were like, I'm not gonna understand it, but like we support you, which obviously it means the world. And and so I decided like, you know what? Like I'll start doing a few like MLB the Show streams just for fun or some like baseball stuff, baseball games, whatever. And it ended up, from posting some of those clips and stuff, it ended up snowballing. So my audience was no longer just regular VTubers. It like we VTuber fans. It became just huge influx of sports fans and baseball fans, like all at once. It happened so fast. And like I literally went from like, hey, maybe I should try it out, see how it goes, to like I literally cannot. I'm like I'm so happy I made the decision to start implementing sports. And now I've transitioned to where I almost do exclusively sports content, which I'm so happy with. And I have so much fun, and it's opened up, it's given me like dream opportunities and stuff. And like, yeah, like it happened like over the course of literally like overnight is what happened. So, and I'm happy that I ended up doing that, that change, because I'm, like I said, the happiest I've ever been. And the growth has been so cool, and building a community that like, are maybe just baseball fans, but maybe are not, they don't know what a VTuber is, but they were welcoming to me and kind of, let me join the community with very little, kind of, criticism or
Absolutely.
anything, or which was really nice, because going in not only as just a VTuber in general, but a female content creator in the sports stream, like that, not very common. And so I was a little worried. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna try it, and it worked out perfectly.
Yeah, I think you're like one of maybe like 2 or 3 females in our community. And
Yeah.
like, and and you're talking to a guy that's been in the community for so goddamn long. And
Mhm.
like, it's very rare. So I can understand why it would be so like, you know, hard to like ease your way into. But everybody's been very welcoming to you. Everybody's been
Absolutely.
so nice to you. I mean, Mills introduced me to you, and then you followed me back, and you know,
Mhm.
and I've tried to help you as much as I can when we're playing the game.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it's so cool to see, because it's completely the opposite of what I expected. Like I didn't think people were gonna be mean to me, but I thought they were just gonna be kind of be like, what is this? Like what is this? Because VTubing outside of literally the VTubing community is so strange to people. And then for a female VTuber to be doing stuff in sports and combining that, kind of bridging the gap between, VTubing and sports, which it's not entirely like never been done before, but there's been collaborations between massive VTubers and massive sports organizations, kind of like Hololive, which is the one of the biggest VTuber agencies in the world, collaborating with the Dodgers and having Gura sing, the seventh inning stretch, that kind of stuff, which was crazy. But having like a VTuber, me purely making my content off of sports, and it's just really cool that like people were like not only like welcoming, but then sticking around, and then just more people be like, oh my god, have you seen this? I've never seen a sports VTuber before. Oh my god, a baseball VTuber exists. Like, and I get those comments daily, and it's
Yeah,
the coolest thing.
we get a baseball VTuber before GTA 6.
I get those comments all the time.
How did it? Okay, I gotta ask. How like were you scared showing your face at first, or like how did it feel like you know giving a face reveal to everybody?
I don't like particularly scared. And I think that has to do with I'm just kind of happy with my how I look and stuff and myself. So like I
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah,
particularly worried, like
yeah. Well, I
that's
didn't know how like VTubers go about everything because like
oh yeah.
yeah, because I don't know if like how many VTubers actually show their real life face to
Yeah,
everybody. So
it's more than you would think, but a big reason why people are VTubers, besides like having cute character and whatever, is that the anonymity is really nice. Like some of the biggest VTubers in the world can go out to the store and not have to worry about someone approaching them or something.
right, right,
And obviously like I don't consider myself big by any means, but ever since I showed my face, if I didn't show my face, I've had some interactions already at baseball games that was kind of like, whoa, like with a fan, and it's not like a bad thing, but it's now that
yeah,
people know what I look like, I've been approached, and it's you know
and you figured you might as well do it since you were going to be in that awesome video. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
exactly. Because I was gonna be collaborating with him, because I've already collabed with him a few times, but with my model, and that was gonna be the first time that I did, on a real camera. And I was like, well, if I'm gonna be face reeled, I want to be able to face reveal myself. I don't want someone else doing it for me. And so I was like, you know what? Take a selfie at the game. Boom. There's what I look like. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And for anybody that's listening and still sits here and says, "Oh yeah, that's just a man with a female voice changer playing this," yeah, no, it's not. I promise you, chat. I promise you guys, it's not. But
Oh yeah.
you know, I'm glad that like you weren't like too scared about it, because I can only imagine though how you would how it would be with everything. Muck, you always suspect everything, dude. Oh my god. But how about last night?
Oh my goodness. Oh my god, I cried so many times yesterday.
Yeah, no, I ended up leaving the stream before that, and like I was watching other stuff, and keeping up with the game on like the real app, and I saw that and I was like, "Oh my god, she's got to be crying right now."
Oh my god, yeah. I was nearly crying when we had the lead and then Classe let up those 2 back-to-back home runs. I was nearly in tears from that because I was like, "How the heck did we give up this lead?" It was only a 1-run lead, so it could have happened. Yeah, it's almost to be expected, but like especially with the Yankees, but just I was like so upset and I was like, "There's no way he did this." And then John Kenzie did what he did, and I was like, "No way." And then I just started crying, and then obviously David Fry walking it off, like,
He's
oh my
clutch.
goodness. Oh my god, yeah, he is. He is. Oh, it was really funny. I have a signed David Fry baseball from when I met him a few months ago sitting right next to me. It's like a little good luck charm.
Hell yeah. And we were even talking about off stream that uh Big Christmas reminds me of Franmil Reyes.
Mhm.
My goodness, he crushed that ball. That had to be the
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that beats Jose Bautista's bat flip. That's just my opinion.
Oh, whoa, that's a
That's just my opinion. That bat flip was crazy.
He knew immediately. Like, the moment it touched the bat, he knew immediately. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah. No. And I'm probably going to post this on TikTok and get a lot of flack for it, but I think that bat flip was better than Jose Bautista's. That was nuts.
It was a pretty good bat flip, I will say.
But I you can consider myself a Guardians fan right now since my Cubbies aren't in it,
Mhm.
but
It's
no.
okay.
I know. I mean, I did get my World Series for the first time in 100 years, but that
You did.
yeah, but back in 2016. And if that doesn't feel like a lifetime ago, but it was almost a lifetime ago.
Crazy to think that that's almost 10 years ago.
Don't even. My cat, my old.
Like, that's I like, when you do the math, you're like, "Oh my god."
Yeah, no, I kid though. But yeah, no, that game last night was crazy, and I see that they play tonight. Who's pitching for them tonight? Oh my god, the Mets. They just went up 3-0 in the bottom of the first. Christ.
Yeah. I actually don't know who's starting for either team today, I have no idea. I know Boyd started yesterday, so it's obviously not him. I have no clue.
Gavin Williams.
Oh, Gavin?
Yep, Gavin against
Finally!
Luis Gil.
Okay. Finally, we got Gavin in. Let's go.
Every day is something reminding me of my impending death of old age. That is unfortunate. No. I will ask this. What's a one piece of advice you give to anybody that's wanting to, maybe not just be a VTuber, or maybe not just be like a female in the content space, but to somebody that is wanting to jump in the space like Twitch, TikTok, YouTube, stuff like that. What's one piece of advice?
Say, utilize as many platforms as you can. Do not just solely, like, depend on one platform to grow. Take advantage of TikTok and Instagram and YouTube and all of those platforms, Twitter. Like, utilize those. You can take one clip, edit it, and post it on all of them, because if you try to grow strictly just from Twitch, it's just realistically in most cases not going to happen. And you need to, you know, put your content everywhere if you're looking to grow. Now, obviously, don't post things just for the sake of posting. There does need to be a kind of a balance between something like that you really want to put out and trying to be consistent, you know. It can be hard to balance, but once you find that, it really, you'll see the difference. Because if you are just trying to go straight from, for example, Twitch, it's not going to happen, at least not as fast as if you were to try using other platforms to grow. And I found that very quickly when I started posting on Instagram. Recently, earlier in the year, Instagram rolled out a algorithm change that prioritizes smaller accounts. And so I was like, okay, let me try posting some videos. And they instantly, like, I'm not saying this is gonna happen in all cases, but they instantly did really well. And so with the momentum, I just started kind of using that momentum and like posting every day and making sure that I always had content going out at least on one platform outside of Twitch. And from there I was able to see huge growth. So my biggest piece of advice is do not rely solely on one platform, like Twitch, for example. Use other platforms to be able to grow.
Because I feel like Twitch has always been like a luck-based platform. I mean,
Yeah.
I've been on this platform for almost 7 years, and you know, I'm inconsistent as hell due to my ADHD. That's just my own fault. But yeah, you know, a lot of us, you know, figured out that you know you can't rely solely on Twitch. I mean, eventually, you know, it's going to get better with Twitch now with their TikTok
Mhm.
like update. You know,
Yeah.
doing vertical streaming and making vertical clips with that now, and you know they're allowing people to, you know, they're allowing the clip farmers to thrive now.
Yeah.
I don't know about that update, but you know we'll see where it goes. But I agree. I 100% agree. I haven't seen that yet with my Instagram, but I guess I need to just start posting more. But I'm sure you've seen a lot of like growth funnel from all those platforms over to your Twitch stream.
Especially Instagram. Like Instagram is like the number one platform that has like exploded my Twitch channel. Just, you know. And then like I said, I'm not saying that like it's guaranteed to work. Like it takes finding your editing style and finding what your audience likes, but also making sure you're posting stuff you like. Something that I do when I make content for like TikTok, for example, I always look at what I'm making. So if I'm editing a video and I finish it, I'm looking at it like, if I was scrolling randomly on TikTok and I saw this video, would I scroll past or would I keep watching? And that's how I determine whether I want to post something or not, or adjust something, make a better hook, for example, things like that. Because not that, you know, everyone has the exact same taste as me, but I want to post stuff that I want to post and like to post. And someone like me is going to be scrolling. And if they saw my TikTok, are they going to watch it or are they just going to scroll right away? And
Right.
that's something I so heavily take into consideration when posting and making stuff. Because that can be the difference between a TikTok doing really well and a TikTok, you know, stuck in, you know, 200 view jail, you know?
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Mhm.
Um it's a dog eat dog world out there, and you just got to really prioritize um a lot of different platforms and more than just Twitch. And I'm
Absolutely.
sure, and I know that you've parlayed those skills to be able to do that as like a full-time job, as you've talked about before.
Mhm.
And you and you know some streamers are able to do that, and I think that's like incredible, to be honest. And
Yeah.
but this what random question. We'll parlay this into like some random questions, but you're an anime fan, but I'll you're also are you a big show person, or are you a bit more of a movie person?
In general, I don't really watch a lot of just movies or like shows in general. I'm very much like a YouTube person. Like I watch YouTube videos all the time.
Yeah. Who's your favorite YouTuber?
Ooh.
Give me a top
Mm.
3.
Top
No,
3?
no order.
Oh man, I don't know. It changes with my interests.
Yeah. Well, is there like one? Is there like one person you will constantly go to every single day, no matter what, because you know they're going to be there? For me and my partner, that is Good Mythical Morning.
Oh, I love
Uh,
good yeah.
oh yeah, Link,
Um,
Brett and Link are amazing. We'll always go to Mythical Kitchen. We'll always go to everywhere Mythical. We love that every single time.
oh yeah. I don't I
Tough
do
question.
find myself watching like actually I really don't know because I have such like a like right now I'm so into jewelry making right now that like I'm watching like only jewelry stuff right now. Whereas like last week for example I was watching true crime stuff and that's it. Like it's hard to
Mhm.
pinpoint like a favorite.
I love true crime. I love
Mhm.
what's his name? Uh, Mike from God dang it. I should know this. What am I thinking? Uh, eh, that chapter. I'm. Yeah, no, that chapter. He. I don't know why I'm over here drawing a blank. Maybe it's because of the fact that I'm live right now. That maybe that could play an aspect on it. But that chapter, his name's Mike. He tells a bunch of true crime stories, and like we watch him constantly, and even some of the like stories we've heard from him, we'll get reminded of it later on because we see it's been made into a Netflix documentary or some shit like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know the her name is like Rotten Mango?
No, I've never heard of her.
She is a really, really good true crime person. I actually to be she's probably actually now that I think about it, she's probably one that I always go to when I need to hear something. So maybe she's like a good answer to your question. But she has like a team of researchers and she is so good at storytelling and like she gives you like every single little detail. It's insane how much like her researchers in and if she's covering something from like a different country for example she will have researchers and translators from that country to get the exact story. Sometimes
That's
she's able
cool.
to even interview like families of victims or things like that. Like she is so amazing at storytelling. So Rotten Mango is a
Oh,
really good one.
hell yeah. I will definitely give that a look with me and my
Oh, yeah.
partner. Um
Yeah, she's so good.
Roger over in the Twitch chat. Thank you for this, by the way. But he told me I should reformulate this question. Who is your safe space in YouTube? Like who is somebody you constantly go back to, even if your interests are changing? Like who is that person you constantly go back to, no matter what?
It'd be Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, and Sam and Colby. Like, because Markiplier and Jacksepticeye basically raised me, but then Sam and Colby, even though like their videos are pretty like goofy and whatever, but like I don't know what it is. I just love them just as people and they're just fun to watch, even if I think that the stuff they make is kind of silly. Like them for sure.
Hell yeah. I was raised by the Vanos gaming crew. So
Oh my god, I used to watch Vanoss so much. There's one video I randomly will think about and burst out laughing when they were doing a GTA like roleplay video and they were on like the boat and they found a glitch where if they jump off the boat they can like teleport back up where they're standing. I don't know why, but every time I think about that, I just like bust out laughing because it's such a funny video. I don't remember what video it was.
yeah,
It was so funny.
it's their group, and then KYR Speedy. They
Mhm.
there's one Speedy video I will always remember in my head, and it's a video of them playing GTA 5, and they're constantly making about jokes about people that drive Jeeps. and
Oh.
it's fucking hilarious. I will send it to you. But like sitting here just talking about all these content creators, it
Mm.
I just I really love like chatting with people and like understanding, what you do outside, outside of this, what are your obsessions? What are your current interests? Like my interest right now is constantly watching, and I'm a man and I will admit this, chat, and I'm gonna look at the camera and grab the microphone and let you know this. I'm a man and I watch Love is Blind. Don't judge me.
That's like great.
Not everybody says that.
Yeah, no shame in that.
Absolutely no shame in that. I got me and my partner got absolutely obsessed with it after last season. So we so much so that during the reunion we invited our neighbor over and we had pizza and we watched the whole thing.
Yeah, that's like a fun night. What the heck?
Yeah, exactly. Sitting there watching people talk shit to each other.
You could have said that you watch all of the Barbie movies, like the old ones, the Princess Barbie movies, and I would have been like, good taste, amazing taste.
Amazing taste. Well, one thing my partner has really like over the years, she gradually got me into it. She has shown me and helped me with my love of horror movies. I love horror
Ooh.
movies because she eased me in, then she showed me Rob Zombie, and then it was all she wrote.
So, horror movies, now that since we're on the topic, that is when I do go to watch an actual movie, that's pretty much the genre I go to. There is one movie, I don't know if you've seen it, but it's the only movie that's genuinely freaked me out, and that's Incantation.
Incantation. I've never heard of that one.
That one you have to watch. It's a found footage kind of type of film, but it's done so like well, and it's so creepy. And by the end of the movie, like you are, I'm not going to say what, but you are Googling a lot of stuff to make sure you are safe
Yeah.
because oh my god, it is such a good, it's so good. Like I love that movie.
One of the horror movies that really struck with me and made me become a fan, House of a Thousand Corpses.
Watched that when I was like 10.
You watched that when you were 10 and
Yeah.
is that why you called yourself Scar? Because you were scarred for life?
Yeah, no, I don't know why I was allowed to watch that when I was that young, but we are here, 13
Yeah.
years later.
I will give you one to watch since you gave me
Mm.
one. And I will give this to everybody on chat. It is so ridiculous. And now I'm drawing a blank. Holy crap. And it's like a Hulu special, and it is called Mr. Crockett.
Oh, I'd never heard of that.
It's basically this guy. He is a like children's TV host, and he died how many years ago, but now he lives on in I don't know what type of world he's able to do this, but he scans a bunch of families out in the world to see, if a child is happy, if the child, not happy. And if the child's not happy because maybe the parent's a piece of crap, he will put the his tape in like a magic box in the middle of their house, and then the parents will take that tape, not knowing what the heck it is, because they're wondering, can I find something for my child to, shut the hell up, be quiet, have
Yeah.
something instead of a goddamn iPad. It's like, well, no, it's based in the 90s, so and it's a tape of his show, and then he put the tape in and the kids are just locked in like crazy. And then but later on, Mr. Crockett comes out of the TV, kidnaps the kid, saying, "You're going to live here and be happy forever." and kidnap the kid, and then proceed to kill one of their parents in a very gruesome way.
Oh, yes, gruesome.
Yeah, very gruesome. Like, here's a good one. In one part of the movie, this parent, he has a gun, he's ready to shoot him, Mr. Crockett, and he turns the gun on him towards the parent, makes him put it in his mouth, somehow makes the gun shoot bubbles, and it shoots a bubble into him, and then every time Mr. Crockett sings, it expands.
Ugh, oh my god.
And then he screams and the head explodes.
Yikes.
Yeah, no. It
Are
is a
you
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say, then, are you a fan of the Terrifier movies?
I've heard about them and I want to watch them.
Oh my god.
I think
Like,
me and my partner are gonna check it out. I think
yeah, like, plot-wise, they suck, but, like, there's just something about it they're just I would watch them over and over again. Like, they're really gross, but, like, you know.
I watched Terrifier 3 a few days ago with my friend and his girlfriend. She couldn't even look at the screen past 10 minutes.
Yeah,
I
the
heard that
first 10 minutes is super controversial, that's why.
I heard they were giving out vomit bags at the theaters.
Yeah,
And
I don't know if you want me to say what happens in the first. I haven't seen it, but I know very much what happens in the first scene.
yeah, save it.
It's like the opening is very controversial, and people are like, "What?"
Yeah. It's like, well, I would say Mr. Crockett's about the similar way, like the plot, it's mostly the acting, you know. The acting is a little bit subpar, but like
Mm.
the character behind it and then the gore is, oh my lord.
Yeah, that's how the first Terrifier movie is. Like, there's literally no plot. Like, it's just kills. That's all it is. But then, like, the second one starts to build like a lore behind the main character. Not great lore, but it is something, you know. But like, I don't know what it is. It's just they're just fun to watch in like a
Yeah.
weird, twisted way.
Weird twisted. You know. And if we're not watching, you know, horror movies and we're not watching YouTube and we're not watching anything else, you know, Love is Blind, we're watching,
Oh
you know,
yeah.
Law and Order. We
Oh
love
my. Yep.
that's part of the reason we only have a Peacock subscription. But, you know, all right. I'm going to ask you a few questions that are really like
Oh.
just rapid fire questions. But
Mhm.
first question. What's one person, dead or alive, you would want to collaborate with on a video?
Oh. 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 I'm trying to think.
Yeah, it's a very loaded question.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can understand, you know, but it's a very loaded question, and I'm sure a lot of other people are gonna be thinking about that too.
Oh,
I don't.
Tyler Freeman, duh.
Oh,
Duh.
duh,
Duh.
duh.
He
You
even
want to play?
he even said he would play the show with me, so it's possible. Like,
Does he have his own Real 99?
he does.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah.
What about Joshy Poo?
Oh yeah, Josh Tube. I don't know if he plays.
I think he does. I think he has a
He probably
99.
does. He probably does. I'm sure most of them do, but I know for sure that Tyler does, and that he said he would be interested in playing with me. So it's possible.
It's possible that
It is
Hey,
possible.
that crossover with a player is gonna come soon, isn't it?
Oh my god, that'd be so cool.
That
That
would
or
be.
it'd be fun to do with Tristan McKenzie too.
Oh, Tristan McKenzie. I forgot he plays.
Yeah, he got sent down. He's not with us right now, but
Aw.
it's okay.
Yeah.
He's getting everything fixed.
Well, it's like, it is crazy though that like a lot of these like MLB players, there's some that are like incredibly really good at the game and they play it
Yeah.
constantly. You know, I got my buddy Brew Crew. He was playing playing with the other day, or maybe like a few months ago, with a Cubs player.
Wow.
He'll have to remind me who it was, but I know Justin Steele plays. The other day they were talking about how Andy Pajes from the Dodgers, he's actually top 10 in the world at MLB
Wow.
The Show. It's kind of nuts.
That's crazy.
That is absolutely.
I know Little Man did one with Zach Neto, right? I
Yeah,
think it
he
was.
did. Yeah, he
Yeah.
did it with Zach Neto.
Kyle
Uh,
did one with someone too. I don't remember who.
Blake Snell.
Oh yeah. Hey, that's
Blake's
my professor's cousin.
no shit.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
I
Yeah, no,
know. Small world.
Brew played with Jordan Wicks.
Wow.
He is a pretty awesome dude. But
That's so cool.
yeah, seeing a lot of these collaborations come out of like some of these MLB players. I would love to see you play with Tyler Freeman. That would be
Oh
awesome.
my god. He's so nice too. It'd be so funny.
Yeah, it would be.
I'd just be screaming and he'll just be like, "Okay."
What? Okay, why are you screaming? Yeah, because I swear to God, that's what it was every time we played. Every time I hit a home run or you hit a home run, you would scream and you would get that notorious, scream. Then all of a sudden it cuts out at the last second.
I get excited. I get excited.
Oh, I know. I know. I know. Tyler Freeman secretly watches Scar streams. Oh.
It's I'm not even kidding. Like I would not be surprised if he does because I have a friend, I'm not going to say who, but I have a friend who like knows him who works with a certain organization and who she interacts with him a lot and he has brought me up in conversation without her saying anything. So it's definitely possible.
Holy
Maybe
shit.
not my streams, but at least my like maybe Instagram or TikToks or something. Like he's had to have seen them because he knows who I am. And he's brought me up. He's like, "Oh wait, that's like a she's like like a YouTuber or something, right?" And yeah, so it's definitely possible.
Definitely. Definitely possible.
It doesn't help that I have friends like all over the US and whenever the Guardians were, going to other states to go play, and then I would have a friend like in that state be like, "Oh, Scarlett says hi." And he'd be like, "Oh, tell her I said hi." Like Austin when they went to LA, he like
Yeah,
his mom was like, "Oh, we Scarlett's like a really big fan of you." And he was like, "Oh, tell her I said hi." And like everywhere he goes, he can't escape. It's so funny.
that is hilarious.
Like everywhere, any state he goes to, someone's like, "Oh, Scarlett's a big fan of you." Scarlett says hi. He's like,
Like,
"Okay."
like what is it? What is it with this woman? I can't get away from her.
I can't escape her.
All right, another rapid fire question. What is
Mhm.
one MLB? You've been to MLB stadiums before. What
Yeah.
is one MLB stadium you would like to visit before you die?
I'd probably say the Angels Stadium. I've already been to PNC, and that was like one of my top ones. But I would say probably Angels. I just like the little rocks in the background.
You like the Little Rocks? Not
I like
Wrigley?
the little rocks.
You don't
I
want to
mean,
come to
yeah.
Wrigley?
I mean, yeah, of course. I want to go to all of them, but like, I think my next one, if I could choose any of them to just go to, that or Padres.
Ooh, hey, the Padres looks beautiful. That's
Yeah.
mostly because San Diego looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that is not. I think that's a good one. I mean, it's gonna
Hmm.
be subpar baseball, but it's gonna be a beautiful stadium.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then again, I'm over here talking shit, and I'm a Cubs fan. Scar would probably sit on the rocks.
I would. I would make my way over there and then get arrested and banned from the stadium.
Yeah, probably. What is well, we've always talked about like players that you known and you've grown to know. Like, what's one player that's not in the league now that you're a big fan of? Like, maybe like a retired player, maybe like I don't know, somebody that's not really in the league now that you've like maybe discovered now and just been like really enjoyed them.
Let me see. Does that exclude like minor league players who were in the MLB and got sent down? Does that exclude them?
No, no,
Um,
whoever you want, whoever. It, I'm the
oh
one
man.
interviewing you.
Yeah, no, I just didn't know if that meant like
Yeah, no, no,
I
no.
just
I
didn't know if
get.
that included that.
Well, I'll give you an example. Growing up, the player that got me into baseball, the player that like really brought my love of baseball, Sammy Sosa. It'll always be Sammy Sosa.
Okay,
You
yeah.
know, I told you the fact I got a autographed Sammy Sosa jersey sitting in my closet, and I'm gonna be,
Oh, it's so cool.
I'm gonna be hanging the fuck out of that. But Sammy Sosa. I love Sammy Sosa. He is the best. He's the reason I became a Cubs fan. He's the reason I became a baseball fan in general. Like,
Oh.
and my favorite player from the Cubs now, he's not on the Cubs anymore, so I'm still trying to find a favorite player, but because we traded away Christopher Morel, but that was needed. But what do you think? Because obviously I know people in chat are wrong when they say Miles Straw. You hate the hell out of him.
Oh my god.
Or
I
Garrett
feel like
Cole,
it's
right?
oh, I feel like it's a little like difficult because I feel like I still consider myself very new to baseball in general. Like it's not something I grew up with. It's not like I had like an idol baseball player that like I loved and so it's very difficult. But of players that I have like they're dead, but like of players that like I've done research on for like videos, for example, like what's his name? I did a video on him and I actually found him to be very interesting. It's very unlikely that he's alive anymore. I highly doubt he is.
Was it that
What's
one dude
his?
that got struck by lightning?
Yeah, Caldwell. He's
Yeah,
cool. Or Satchel Paige.
Oh, Satchel Paige.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've done the Negro League storylines, haven't you?
I actually have not.
Girl, what?
I know.
You need to get into it. It is
I
incredible.
know.
The things that they have done with that mode of the game, it is incredible, and you learn so much.
Yeah, I definitely would. Yeah, I definitely would like to.
Yeah,
I
and
just,
you'll learn about one of the greatest hitters of our back then, Josh Gibson. He was incredible.
Mhm. If
What
you would have
is?
asked,
Go
oh,
ahead.
sorry.
No, you
I
go
said
ahead.
if you would have asked me this question like a few weeks ago, I would have said Tyler Freeman because he got sent back down. But he's back now. He's back. I mean, he's injured, but he's back.
Yeah. I'm curious. I know you fell in love with Josh Naylor.
Mm.
Where did your love of Tyler Freeman come from? The autograph session or what?
Well, I met him the first time at the
Yeah.
autograph session, and this is gonna sound so like whatever, but so when I met him, the first impression I got of him, he was so nice. And like I almost walked away without getting like a picture or anything with him, and he like made sure that I got the picture. He was like, "Wait, did you want to like take a
Aww.
picture?" Like whatever, and I was like about to cry. And like I was like, "Oh my god, yeah, whatever." And then I met him again the next month in July, and this like meant the absolute world to me. But me and another friend did a thing where we set like a fan appreciation thing for him, and people could submit letters, and then in person I would give them to him like in person. And so when I got there or whatever, I gave him the letters, and I was explaining to him everything, like what it was, whatever the project. And the entire time he made eye contact with me. He was very attentive. He gave me his full undivided attention. And then after I was done speaking and like interacting with him, then he signed my jersey. Like he could have signed it as like I was talking or anything, but he made sure to give me like his full attention and really appreciate like what I was telling him. And that meant so much to me because it's like it felt like he cared so much about this like project that we put together for him. Like he could have just signed it while I was talking, but instead he gave me his full attention, and like I was like that, like he's amazing. And then everyone I know that's talked to him said that he's like the most humble, like sweetest person. He's so kind and he's hot. So like,
Gotta throw that in there.
but yeah, like just in general, like just how like genuine and kind of a person he is and how attentive he is to like fans and stuff. And like the whole project spawned from my one friend telling him, "Oh, like you're my favorite player," and him being like, "Oh, I don't get that often," because he's realistically he's not like a star player or anything. He's not.
Right.
He's no Jose. He's no Josh Naylor. And like. And for him to, that meant so much to him. And like someone that I was earlier that I mentioned who works for the organization was telling him about, about me and what I just told you. And he was saying that like that literally means the world to him, and that like the support that I give him, like nothing can top that. Like the support that not just me, but just, all of his fans who appreciate him, like it means the world to him and he would never give it up for anything and he loves it. And which is really cool because, you know, like your favorite player is acknowledging you and, you know, and saying that it means a lot to them and stuff. It's so cool.
Aw, that warms my heart. That
Yeah,
really,
it's very cool.
yeah, you can have, um, not many, celebrities, athletes will give you that much attentiveness. So like
Um,
that I can understand why that would really, stick with you, and that would really, be feel genuine and whatnot. So
yeah, and he even said that he read all of the letters, and there was over 30 letters. So, like, he said that he read all of them, and like that's just so cool. Like, he could have just thrown them away when he left, you know, like didn't have
yeah,
to acknowledge it, but he chose to read them, and like he probably still has them. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe he's having a down day and goes back to them, you know, because he
yeah.
knows that there are people who support him. So it's so cool.
The things that you can like things people can do like as content creators, like me and you, the things that we could do with our platforms, it's amazing, and we can like,
Absolutely, yeah.
and we can, bring joy to him when he's like struggling because, obviously he's struggling a little bit with it, at the plate, not doing so great,
Yeah.
but, he knows that he has people like you, he has people like even me, like, and all the people that wrote letters, he has people that, support him and understand the struggle and will be there for him. And
Yeah, of course.
yeah, um, this is the last really rapid fire question, and then we'll open the floor to questions from chat. Scar, are you happy?
Yeah.
Like how incredibly happy? Like how how things are going with your content creation? Are you happy?
Yeah, I feel like once again going back to the thing where I said like making the sports switch, like it was fun doing kind of just any games, variety games and stuff, but like I just not that I expected to have insane growth or anything by any means, but I was having pretty steady like small growth at the beginning and that's obviously I'm a new creator. I've been here less than 2 years, so like, you know, at the time, you know, I was like, man, like I would love to do something and base it off something that like I really love. And obviously I was getting super into baseball at the time and made the switch and then just instantly like I saw how much other people like not only accepted me but then loved my content and I now have people like almost daily telling me, "Oh, Scar, like you got me interested in baseball or you got me back into baseball." And like that is the best feeling ever for people to tell me that like me who and I'm just someone who I still like I said consider fairly new to baseball in general. It's only been a few years, it's not like I grew up with it, but like people telling me that and like even now like I teach baseball basics to people who maybe were originally part of the community who kind of got forced into the transition and you know doesn't understand what you know what's going on. It's really cool and getting more people in the community who are maybe VTuber fans, don't understand baseball, and you know, and I can teach them and make them feel included, and that makes you know it's so cool. And then not only that, like being able to have like cool opportunities that I would not have gotten even 5 months ago. I would have never gotten because the growth that I've seen really ever since I started posting on Instagram specifically, like it was an explosion with the whole me accidentally asking out the MLB TikTok admin and then Mills and then like it's like a whole thing and it just like snowballed and now you know I hit Twitch partner which I did not dream of doing for years
Yeah.
because it's not very common for someone who and I'm not saying this in like a bragging way, I'm just, you know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
yeah, like for someone who's been on the platform for less than 2 years to see that kind of growth and then get some, you know, do that. It's, you know, I'm surprised. Like I don't even know how we got here, but we are and it's like I don't think I've ever still like realized, you know, like everything just keeps happening so fast that like I don't get time to like
Sit there and just like realize
yeah.
how much growth has happened and all.
Exactly, because every time I think that it's starting to slow down and I can kinda think about it, something happens and then it just explodes again, you know? Like, it's like, "Oh my god." Like, I in a good way, like, I don't get a break, you know?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with
Yeah.
that. I mean, do you ever like struggle with I know a lot of creators, including myself, has struggled with this, but do you ever like struggle with burnout at all?
No. I
Absolutely
mean,
not.
there's a couple times where I just don't feel like streaming, but I don't think that's burnout. What I do is that if I even slightly don't feel like streaming or making content, I just won't. Like, I won't force myself to do it because I know the moment that I start forcing myself to do something like that and it feels like a chore, like, if I feel like I have to instead of I want to, that's how I know it's my time to, like, take a step back. Like, a few days ago, I didn't go live, like, I just didn't feel like it. It's like, "Sorry, guys, like, I just need an off day," like, and as a result, like, I've not had an issue with feeling like I had to do something. I post because I want to, I stream because I want to, not because I feel like I have to, and fortunately, my community obviously completely understands and are very, accepting of that, so that's why I feel
Absolutely.
like I haven't, and soon I'm gonna be doing a lot of IRL content on my YouTube, and, like, even then, like, if I don't feel like I wanna do a video or work on a video, I just won't. I'll just wait till I want to. And it's not like there's huge gaps of time where like months go by where I don't feel like doing it, you know? Like it's just a few days, like, okay, I don't feel like streaming today, or I don't feel like, I was working on a TikTok yesterday, but I don't feel like doing it today, so I'll work on it tomorrow. Like, And I never like force myself to do something because I don't want it to feel like I have to. I want to do it because I want to.
Right. No, I
Mhm.
completely get that. I completely know. I can definitely feel those struggles at times, when if you feel like a little bit like you don't want to or you feel like you're forcing yourself, that's when not, you've hit to a point where maybe you just take a few days, something like
Exactly.
that. No,
And you
but
always should. You always should. Your mental health is so important. And
mhm,
like you definitely, if you feel like you even slightly need to take a step back, if you have people in your community who are upset about you taking a step back or a day from yourself, they're not real fans. Like they're
yep,
not real supporters. They're
I agree.
absolutely not. Like your
I
true supporters are gonna be the ones that make you feel like you need to take a break. Like we are gonna be here whenever you come back, even if it's like in a month. Like we'll still be here for you to support you. Take the time you need. Those are true supporters.
absolutely. I have those true like a handful to the point where I have a group chat with them and like they've become like my lifelong friends. They like understand,
Yeah.
even one of them has met my partner and we're even sending him out a baseball perler that she made. It's so cute and he's gonna love it. But
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, it is cool. But I agree. Mental health does matter. I struggle with it a lot, and I will admit that. I'm not. I don't take care of myself sometimes. I am my own worst enemy at times, and so like I can't sit here and like preach it on a constant basis because I struggle with it on my own. But I will sit here and tell this to anybody listening, anybody watching right now. It is okay to not be okay, especially men, because sometimes men feel like they can't have feelings. But
100%.
men can have feelings. It is okay to not be okay. You know?
Absolutely.
But do have one question from the chat from Jibby,
Mhm,
and I think we're gonna take this question and then just send it off from there.
mhm.
Um, what was the what is the most memorable moment of your streaming career?
Ooh.
Of your on stream most memorable moment in terms of maybe your content career. How about that?
Uh, well, there's, like, so many because they're all just so unique. I guess, like, obviously hitting Twitch partner way sooner than I expected, Like, I don't that didn't exactly happen on stream, but and at least in the content creation in general, hitting Twitch partner way faster than I expected. But I don't know, just I don't know if I have, like, one particular moment that, like, stands out because all of the moments are just so unique and mean, like,
Is there
very
like
like
how about this then? Is there like a moment where you feel you go in your head and you say, I made it. I have like oh my god, this is amazing. I never thought I would be in this position, you know, something like that.
Every time I go live.
Aww.
Like, anytime I hit live and then I see people in chat being like, "Hey, hello, blah, blah," and starting conversations, people talking about whatever and, like, interacting with them just in general, like, you know.
Aw, that's so cheesy. I love it.
I know, but, like, it's not just, like, one
I know, I'm
particular
just giving you
moment, you
shit.
know?
I'm giving
Because
you
they
shit.
just yeah, they just all mean, like, so much.
Yeah, no, everybody means something to you, especially all these guys that are in here right now. And I'm
Yeah.
sure, and I appreciate all of you guys that are coming in to hang out because it feels good to be back doing podcasts because I really missed, like, you know, me and you only get to talk so much, you know, and you can only talk so much on like a group chat or like a DM or on stream because, you
Yeah.
know, chat's going like a million miles an hour. So being able to have a conversation with a friend and being able to have a conversation about life, about content, about everything, it's awesome. And that's part of the
Yeah, of
reason why
course.
that's part of the reason why I do these podcasts. So, but I appreciate all of you guys coming on in chat. Scar, I think we're gonna wrap it up. And you got any final words for everybody?
Um, Thank you for being so cool.
Aw.
Like, just cool. Like, I get to do fun stuff because of you guys, you know?
Aw. For
I get
anybody
to meet cool people.
that's listening to this and have never watched you before, where can people find you?
You can find me at AkaScarletVT on all platforms. Almost all platforms.
Almost all platforms.
Almost. Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok.
Heck yeah. Love to see it,
Mhm.
guys. Love to see it. We got Muck over here with a sub. God dang. I appreciate you, dude. Thank you so much. I don't want to let that go unnoticed, but I appreciate you so much. Scar, thank you for coming on. I appreciate you so much. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. It was fun.
Absolutely. This is a great conversation. And for anybody that didn't get a chance to see this, it will be available on YouTube within the next day or two, and it will be available in audio form on Apple Podcasts and Spotify Podcasts. Just look for Out of Bounds with Cubs Fan 004, and you will be able to watch this in its full form. But I am always streaming this. Just follow me on Twitter at Cubs Fan 004 to figure out when and where I am streaming this, and you know what guests we're going to be doing. But I do have a plan for another guest. There is no set date yet. And I will be tweeting that out very, very soon. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. I love y'all. This has been Out of Bounds with Cubs Fan 004. Take it easy, y'all.